George and Yame come from Spain. They are also known as the Spanish Rescues. You know, when I heard the story about these two cubs, I thought I have to intervene and I have to offer help. So many people, these cubs are stressed, and George has rubbed his head, and I think it's just time, let's get these cubs out of here. They were actually rescued from a cub petting place in Spain called Terra Mítica. It was almost like a theme park where people can go on all sorts of other rides and entertainment, and lo and behold there were two lion cubs there too. These two cubs were significantly malnutritioned, and partly the reason for that was to keep them small and cuddly so that the people could prolong the event of George and Yame being used for that practice. Somebody actually reported it and found out about it, and cut a long story short, campaign against canned lion hunting got involved, and ultimately I got contacted and asked if I would take them on. They haven't been here that long. It's amazing. They've you know, try and get me to be in a good mood after I've stepped off a flight of that duration, cooped up in a little box. I'd be grumpy for at least a day. So these guys have been amazing, and yeah, I think they're going to enjoy themselves and have a good future here. So George over here is going to have a checkup with the ophthalmologist later on this month, and we're going to be looking at his cataracts in his eyes just to see the potential for some surgery on them, maybe some laser surgery, and give him his quality of life back by giving him his eyesight back. A few days after the surgery, and it is unbelievable the progress that this lion has made. George has got a little way to go, still, you know, little calluses on his paws, and he's got these little wounds on his head. These animals are extremely resilient. So we're going to be taking George and Yame for a walk, and it's an enrichment walk. We do this with all the lions. It's good to start them when they're young like this, because when they get older, then this is just a natural occurrence. It's an everyday occurrence for the lions. Two brothers, yet they're so different in personalities. Yame is known as the troublemaker, and that he is. Any opportunity, you turn your back on him. Georgie, he's slightly more reserved, he's slightly more shy, he's a little bit more nervous. Yame has just turned into an incredible young lion, and he's got this little mane developing. Go, go, go! 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 You can see Yame, look at the condition he is. He didn't fare too badly when it came to the nutritional defects. In fact, he's a beautiful specimen. And what he's doing is marking his territory. You can see he's rubbing on the bushes like a male lion would do at that age. Coming into sexual maturity, using all his cheek glands to rub his scent everywhere. And George actually hasn't started to mark at all. He's quite a few months behind. This is the most dangerous age to work with lions. So everyone looks at the big lions and says, oh, those must be so dangerous. No, no, no. Here's the most dangerous lions you're working with, because they are strong, they're big, they're cocky, they're confident, and they'll try their luck. Yame has turned into an incredible young male, as is young George. You can still see how George walks. You can see the splayed back legs. Whatever Yame does, George can do too. And he's always wanting and willing to prove it. Whenever we think George can't do something, we're proven wrong by George. We are going to do a little catch up with George and Yame. They turned 5 recently. 5, can you believe it? George and Yame, those two little smelly cubs from Spain. Yame, Georgie, don't eat the camera, boy. Trying to do it. No, 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 no. Come back. George with all his ailments, he just gets by. He's an incredible character. We're going to help Georgie up there. He's busy having a grimace. Yeah. Georgie, stop grimacing and get in. So, as many of you would know, Yame has been quite tricky of late. Super aggressive towards George, and super aggressive towards anyone coming near the enclosure, charging the fence, digging, all these crazy kind of behaviors. And eventually we had no other option than to explore perhaps the intervention of utilizing a drug, antipsychotic drugs. The actual name of the one we're using is Lorian, and a very strict kind of course was recommended, with a phase where we would increase the dosage to an amount where we saw a desirable behavior, and then from there we would then decrease the amount given until we could reduce it down to the bare minimum, and eventually actually wean Yame off, which is exactly what we've done over the past 5 months. Hence why no one's really seen Yame on video. We've just kind of given them a break. Very friendly today, Mr. Yum Yum. Come boys. Okay, I think they know that it's home time. That's good boys. What good boys. I'm so very proud of George and Yame. I cannot tell you, this has been an incredible walk on so many levels. It's just to see Yame being normal and doing and exhibiting normal line behavior, not these extremes. It's so wonderful to see, having fun, running up and down, jumping on each other, rolling around, and walking and running. It's such an important part of their life. I hope you enjoyed watching that. That's Kevin and George signing off for LionWhispererTV. Please go and subscribe. Thank you.